Quenching thirst by watching plums. One summer, Cao Cao led his army to campaign against Zhong Xiu. The weather was unusually hot, with the sun blazing down from a cloudless sky. The troops marched along winding mountain paths, with dense trees on both sides and sun-heated stones that made the air feel suffocating. By noon, the soldiers' clothes were soaked through, and the pace of the march slowed down. A few weak soldiers even fainted by the roadside. Seeing the army's slow progress, Cao Cao, worried about delaying the campaign, grew anxious. But at that moment, with tens of thousands of troops unable to find water, how could they possibly speed up? He immediately called for a guide and quietly asked, "Are there any water sources nearby?" The guide shook his head and replied, "The spring is on the other side of the valley, but it's a long detour." Cao Cao thought for a moment and said, "No, we don't have time." He looked ahead at the trees, pondered for a while, and then told the guide, "Don't say anything. Let me think of a way." He knew that giving orders to speed up wouldn't help at this point. Suddenly, an idea came to him. He urged his horse forward, quickly reaching the front of the army. With his whip, he pointed ahead and said, "Soldiers, I know there is a large plum grove ahead, with plums that are big and delicious. Let's hurry up, we'll reach the grove once we pass this hill." Upon hearing this, the soldiers, imagining the plums, were immediately invigorated, and their pace quickened considerably. This story comes from Shishiro Sinu, The New Talks of the World, in the section on false pretenses. The idiom Wang Mai Zhk, literally looking at plums to quench thirst, is used to describe comforting oneself or others through fantasy or wishful thinking.